Alright guys, this is right where the other video ended, and this is the second event that we had triggered. It says here that Julius had just, gone right back to work right after the meeting. And then Nightmare's like, here, watchmaker, don't ignore me. And Julius is just like, ... Nightmare's like, you can hear me somehow. Julius has no response. Nightmare starts gurgling again because he's mad. So he's questioning his masculinity now. He's like, now what? Who is the weak and merciless worm? Julius still has no reply. Or she has no reply. But Nightmare's trying to get her response, and he's like, Alice, you can say it. It's terrible, this guy. And he's trying to get her support. She's like, I've been following up with the intention of getting back to work myself, but this is for a boss who takes a lot of work breaks. And she's talking about Nightmare. She's like, yeah, it's terrible, ... You. She means you are terrible. And he's like, what? And freaks out. She's like, I'm sorry, Julius, that I got in the way of your work. Julius is like, ... And he finally responds. He's like, if you think so, just collect him. And then he's like, don't let me spend any more wasted time. Nightmare starts crying here. He's like, Alice, why are you on the side of a watchmaker? She's like, why? ... She's like, it's been decided because you have no point on your side. She's like, the opponent is that of Julius, and you should think that that is enough just to get along with this previous meeting. She's like, I'm sorry for the noise, and I will take him home and assume responsibility so you can be rest assured, she tells Julius. Because she knows that he's fed up with his nonsense after that meeting about the snow festival. He's just like, yeah, ... Nightmare's like, but take me home? Exclamation mark. A question, there's no way you will. Question mark. And then he's like, people will like me. I'm great. ... And she's like, it's not a great person to push and make noise without the room owner's permission to do so. And she's like, you just say it directly. If you make a sweet face here for him, the exchange will be unnecessarily prolonged, and that would get in the way of Julius. Nightmare's like, well, if you heard it, ... And then he's like, from her, ... And he's like, the last minute, yeah. He seems to have read my mind and begun to think on it. She's like, Julius is at work and you have disrupted it. And she's like, it's not hard to decide which one to respect in this situation. He's like, wow, you think that I'm skipping ... He means like work. And she's like, ... Only documents are collected right now. Now Nightmare's whining. He's like, you're my assistant, ... He's like, if you're a subordinate, you should always respect your boss, ... And you're like, if you want to be respected, please show us what you can do first. He's just like, ... He tells her, Alice, you... ... It looks like we need to deal with a lizard. She mentions that Julius said so in a tone that seems to be deadpan, and she's like, he had turned around. She's like, it doesn't seem to have angered me, but I am surely amazed. It's that dead of a voice. She's like, ... yes? Question mark?
ああ、トカゲが2人いるようだ。
He's like, there seems to be 2 lower life form lizards.
冗談じゃない。あいつが2人だなんてごめんだ。
Because they're sensitive about their roles, he's like, I'm not, you're kidding! Exclamation mark question. He hates being called anything but like a worm, but he's technically supposed to like represent the caterpillar in Wonderland. She's like, oh, well, Gray is too kind. And she's like, I'm not as patient as Gray. And she's like, isn't it about time that you got mad at him? She's like, ... why do I work under such a person? She's like, I used to feel that it was a grudge against him for Gray's reason, but now that it's about myself, she's like, I think ... She's like, well, it's because I moved and parted with Julius ... And she's like, well, then ... why is it that Julius is at home now ... Because she's like trying to remember what happened in the second game where he left, and so she was stuck with Nightmare if you chose to stay there last time, which is where this starts, because you chose to stay there this time. And she's like, well, why is it that Julius is here at home now then? And it's because April season's in effect. And so she's like all hazy on this. When I try to think about it, my head seems to be relaxed for some reason. And she's like, vaguely a fog has entered my head and nothing can be seen on that ... She's like, if you say that you don't need 2 assistants, I'll return to help just Julius. And he freaks out, Nightmare does. She's like, anyway, before moving to Clover, I was helping him, Julius. She's like, I can't remember the circumstances that led to the current situation, but it's definitely not ideal for me. She's like, while I was away, it was the same as before when I helped. And she's like, I was working alone, ... She's like, originally, Julius is a person who tries to do his job himself, too. And you can do it all by yourself without any help, he believes. Still, I felt like I couldn't say it was too bad if I had asked for it, like her new work. She's like, confident that the time spent with him is not rejected by Julius, whether or not it is necessary to make me feel confident. She's like, I enjoy it. She's like, no, glorious. I get to return to just Julius, because he didn't respond yet.
またいつ急にいなくなるかもわからない手伝いを当てにはしていない。
Julius cuts in.
もしお前が仕事が必要だというなら。
And he's like, ... I don't rely on you helping me too, but he's like, to know that you're going to be annoyed or suddenly gone if you're needing work ...
な、ダメだ。私は認めないぞ。
So he was gonna give her work because he doesn't want her to like be annoyed or like go off places. And then Nightmare cuts in and he's like, you can't do anything like that. No, I won't permit it! Exclamation mark. And she's like, oh, why not? She's like, I don't feel like throwing out the work that I'm given in this tower. I mentioned it as one of the assumptions, but Nightmare's impatience seemed to be strange on the situation. She's like, ... it's surprising. I thought that you'd be pleased that, like, you couldn't see me, or that I couldn't see you.
私が喜ぶわけがないだろう。時計屋は一人でいいかもしれないが、私はそうじゃない。
Nightmare tells her, I can't be pleased. The watchmaker may be alone with you, but I want you to refrain when I'm not there. Exclamation mark. She's like, ... And she's like, this means that you left a subordinate to do your work right now.
そうじゃない。そうだが、それだけじゃない。私は君が。
He tells her it's not like that, Alice. ... He's like, but it's just not that! Exclamation mark. And then he's like, Alice, I'm you ... We. And then he has an attack, like a physical fit.
そういうことは外でやれ。私の部屋でわめくな、芋虫。
Julius freaked out finally and got super angry. He was like, go outside, a mysterious worm is in my room. She's like, ... She's like, finally he was just thrown a tool. Like, he threw one of his work tools at Nightmare and hit him. And that was what caused his physical attack. She's like, Julius is completely angry now. She's like, I wanted to help him collect it and calm down before something like this actually happened. She's like, I'm dragging Nightmare out, and she's like, he's stiff due to the shock of a tool grazing the tip of his nose. She's like, sorry, Julius, ...
別にいい。その代わり、しばらくの間、ここへはよこすなよ。
He tells her that's fine. Instead, ... just don't come here for a while. He's all jealous. She's like, needless to say, what can I do? I push Nightmare out of the room first and grab the knob to close the door.
お前は補佐というか、妻のようだな。
And
早く
Julius
そいつを上手に操縦できるようになってくれ。
totally makes like an off-the-wall comment and lets you know that you're really on Nightmare's route. He's like, you're not an assistant. You're more like a wife. ... And she's like, what? Because he's like commenting about this situation. She's like, exclamation mark, question. She's like, immediately when closing the door, those outrageous words were drawn out by him, and I become stiff. And this is where we're going to end this one here, you guys, because that's all I translated up to. But yeah, we're on Nightmare's route, and this officially is like his first like little jealousy scene with like Julius, his known rival. Ha ha ha. Save. Okay.